Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this SWPL 1 matchup between Partick Thistle and Montrose. Very sunny afternoon here at Petershill Park, and it's a game that both sides will be wanting to get all 3 points in. Quick run through the lineups. Starting with our visitors, Montrose. In goal, number 18, Kirsten Pratt. Number 5, Georgia Carter. Number 6, Jade McLaren. Number 8, Erin Ross. Number 9, Neve Guthrie. Number 11, Holly Daniel. Number 14, Demi Taylor. Number 15, Louise Brown. Number 19, Sophia Martin. Number 21, Talitha Robb. Number 31, Cassie Cowper. And on the bench, number 25, Ava Lamb. Number 7, Nyla Murphy. Number 13, Johan Fraser. Number 16, Flora Bruce. Number 17, Claire Delworth. Number 20, Erin Henderson. Number 22, London Pollard. And number 23, Alma Coggione. And for your hosts, Partick Thistle, in goal, number 1, Jenny Curry. Number 2, Rosie Slater. Number 4, Sherry McCulloch. Number 5, Demi Faulkner. Number 6, Emma Craig. Number 10, Carla Boyce. Number 14, Amy Bullock. Number 16, Ellie Kane. Number 20, Shona Cowan. Number 22, Georgia Gray. And number 23, Tyree Birchall. And on the bench for Partick Thistle, number 26, Ailey Tebbett. Number 3, Amy Richardson. Number 7, Cody Hay. Number 12, Rachel Donaldson. Number 15, May English. Number 17, Jenna Ferguson. Number 18, Hannah Robinson. And number 21, Olivia King. Kick-off just approaching. Montrose kick us off here. So Finlay, both teams needing to win here. What's at stake?
I mean, I'd say when Montrose in the relegation zone, they're going to want this so badly. And I know there's an element of comfort around how Thistle are doing at the moment, but I wouldn't say it's there at all. It's not a case of let's plan for next season. They are very much focused on getting a win. It's been a difficult season for them, and it's a lot about a point to prove and ensuring that they're doing well next season.
Well, here's an opportunity. Trying to break into the box there, Montrose. Can't quite get the cross off, and it's a goal kick here for Thistle, but some warning signs by Montrose here.
Well, they're a good side. I mean, if people look at the results, they did a job on Aberdeen a couple of times. They got a draw and a win. They've dropped points where they shouldn't have against Queen's Park. I know, Queen's Park are no slouches, but they comfortably beat Thistle. I was kind of at that game, the 2-0 win in Montrose. Montrose looked very good. Thistle didn't look great, so they're definitely a force to be reckoned with today.
Well, of course, a win here for Thistle would secure safety. Montrose really needing Spartans to drop points against Queen's Park this afternoon as well for them to sort of stand any chance.
Yeah, and I don't think they'll be wanting to leave it in the hands of rivals to do a job for them. I certainly wouldn't. But I think Montrose will be confident. And same with Thistle of getting 3 points here. They're fairly evenly matched. It doesn't really matter what their table suggests. And it's going to be a fiery clash today, I promise you that.
Already a little bit of heavy challenges put in.
Argy-bargy. It just sets the tone. I think they say the first one's free with a tackle, so yet to see a proper crunching one.
Nothing quite like that yet. Emma Craig just trying to slow things down and recuperate. Bit of a poor pass to Amy Bullock, and now Holly Daniel puts it out wide, and it's a real opportunity here for Montrose. And the foul has been given away.
Yeah, again, Thistle not quite able to leave their half. Early days, but Montrose are putting them under a fair bit of pressure, and I'd say number 11, Daniel, that is a player to watch out for. She was running riot in that last game. Very tricky feat. So Slater's going to have her hands full today.
Of course, Holly Daniel, only 17 years old, one of the bright talents of the Montrose side. I think they'll struggle to keep her if they do go down.
I know, and that's one of the best things I would say about this league is the kind of mix and range of ages.
It's a good delivery there, and it has gone in. Don't know if it's gone straight in from Cassie Cowper, but it's 1-0 Montrose, and that's not the start Thistle wanted.
No, and it didn't need to happen. I felt like it's not a height thing. They had the bodies in the box. They could have prevented that. Just a lack of someone putting their name on it and clearing it, and now Montrose are ahead.
Yeah,
Montrose number 31, Cassie Cowper.
Yeah, I think Cassie Cowper's going to claim that. Yeah, I think that could have been dealt with better.
I know. Just if anyone thought, well, didn't even listen when we said that this was an evenly matched game, well, they know that now. And Thistle have a lot to do to get back into this because defence has been the strong suit this season. Creating chances, that's been something they've been able to do more recently.
Here goes Carla Boyce now trying to whip it towards Ellie Kane, and there was a lot of power in that. I was unlucky from Kane. She couldn't quite get onto the end of it. Thistle have opted for a back three today. Bit of a change from the usual 4-2-3-1 that has been occupied in recent weeks. What do you think Brown's mentality is behind that?
I think part of it is the injuries, the missing bodies up front, and maybe the element of getting two players. We have Carla Boyce and Ellie Kane up front is going to be very interesting. I always thought that Boyce has been a bit isolated. A lot has been asked for her, just sitting up front, trying to hold up the ball for someone else, and help has been a bit slow to arrive. But with the two of them up front, we have very good. Essentially, it's difficult to keep either one of them out of the team, so just found a way to put both of them there.
Could it be as well that he's opted for three at the back to sort of deal with the danger threats of sort of Holly Daniel and Niamh Guthrie?
No, certainly. I'm surprised that Montrose are where they are, but I think it's the kind of the drop points where they shouldn't have been. But
very well done there by Carla Boyce to keep possession, and it's actually still with Boyce before McLaren could finally get the challenge. It's getting a bit scrappy here in the middle, and Emma Craig's taking a sore one there. She's still down, but I think she'll be looking to get back up. Here's Sophia Martin. Good defending by Tyree Birchall, puts her off for now, but still in the hands of Montrose. Out to Cowper, puts a dangerous ball towards the box, and Jenny Curry's waiting to claim that. It does go to her, but she perhaps came for that.
Yeah, I think it was good though. Put your name on it, it's confident. I think Curry may be still fuming about not the clean sheet already over. She's been so good in the past few weeks. I mean,
well, that's a great wee ball there from Tyree Birchall, and Ellie Kane was going on to the end of that. Pratt had to do well to come out and claim.
Again, on both ends, keepers are doing well. They are going to be very important. I can see a lot more opportunities in this game. It's heating up. It's going to be one of the more exciting ones in recent weeks.
Do you think that Montrose also have a way bit of an edge over Thistle at the moment, considering, well, it's been 3 meetings so far this season. Thistle have failed to win a single one yet.
Yeah, definitely. It plays a part. I think Thistle will be acutely aware of the dangers. Like you mentioned, Guthrie, Daniel. It's just, now they just have to think about how they're going to get the ball. See, it's fine playing it out from here. How are they going to get it from one end to the other without necessarily launching it up? There's a little bit of space in the middle, an empty space, but you're asking a lot.
Of course, Thistle probably would be thinking that they could have had all 3 points, especially the last home game against Montrose when 2-0 up, went to 2 each, 3-2, 3 each, and then Tyree Birchall missing a late penalty as well. I mean, it's a side that, no disrespect to Montrose, but Thistle, if you look at it last season, were winning quite comfortably, to now not winning at all was a bit of a drastic shift.
It's definitely the case of when Thistle are on it, they are by far the best of that kind of bottom 6. I think maybe for whatever reason, and I'm unable to say, just not been able to turn it on all the time, and then just letting sloppy goals like the first one we saw creep in. But there's an abundance of class in that team, and I think we're yet to see it firing in this game, but still plenty to play for.
Oh, here's a chance here. Ross drops it back. Cowper now looking to move that forward. Demi Faulkner does well to come off and clear that up towards Boyce, and now's a chance. Got bodies moving forward as Carla Boyce still in possession, looks to swing that in towards Ellie Kane, just drifting at the back stick, just a bit too heavy, goes out for a goal kick. But again, Carla Boyce is starting to show that sort of fire that we know she has.
No, and it's nice to see the kind of more creative side of Carla Boyce's play. I mean, that ball wasn't on a dime necessarily, but if you can play it, kind of curl it towards the attacking player a bit kind of quicker, then Montrose are definitely in trouble. And they'll try that again, I'm sure. It's just a warning, I would say, to a back line. If it goes too far up, they're just going to be forced to sit further out of consent.
The more experienced players trying to shaking things up here. You can hear the shouts from Sharon McCulloch all the way up here. He's really trying to command our back line and command our midfield.
It's good now they have possession again. See the amount of bodies there. That's I needed maybe a simpler pass there, but there are no shortage of options, which is ideal in that transition.
It's a bit of a poor clearance there from Pratt, and Cowper's done well to recover that, but that really should have been one that Thistle could have looked to pounce on. Safely back into the arms of Jennifer Curry, wearing the grey kit for the first time this season.
That was interesting. I don't know why it's not been out sooner, but hey.
There's Tyree Birchall still on the ball, trying to take the shot, and she does. Oh, and just wide of the mark. It's unlucky there from Tyree Birchall. I wonder if she thought that she was maybe going to get penalised in the build-up.
Yeah, just hesitancy, but their shot had plenty of venom, just ever so slightly off target. But again, they're not sitting back; they're just going for it. And now Montrose, you wonder if they'll be thinking that they've got to defend the lead for 80+ minutes. If that will get into their head, they'll just sit back too much and invite too much pressure. Now it's up to Thistle to kind of make something of that space that they'll have.
Tyree Birchall, of course, had a great April, nominated for Player of the Month as well, so she'll be looking to probably add another one to her tally today.
Yeah, came into form in the last few months. I think one of those players that struggled with, I think maybe thought too much about not scoring. And you could see that sometimes when she was one-on-one with the keeper. And now it's kind of, things are going her way, and rightly so nominated. Kind of fantastic month for her.
She probably comes with a wee bit of a chip on her shoulder as well. She just won the league with Celtic and was a big part of that winning side. So probably something that did sort of loom in the back of her mind, maybe.
Yeah, people will be looking to, like, maybe not necessarily her teammates, but people off the pitch will be thinking, well, you came from Celtic, now essentially go and do something. But it's not always that simple. But she's a fantastic player, and there's plenty more to come.
Great tackle there by Cassie Cowper, and Montrose looking dangerous again here. Out wide to Holly Daniel. Controls it well up against McCulloch, still with Daniel. Clever footwork, puts a dangerous ball into the box. Good defending there by Demi Faulkner. But again, I think we're going to have to watch out for Holly Daniel here.
No, definitely. That was a very nice bit of footwork then to get the ball in. Again, it's one of those moments where you put a ball in, and even if it's not the perfect ball, if it pings around a bit, if you have someone in there who has that instinct to just finish it off, then you're in real trouble. But I think Thistle were able to clear it calmly enough.
Nice composure there by Georgia Gray, and now Amy Bullock looking to move that towards Ellie Kane, and she'll win it back. Nope, actually a foul's been given against Kane. A bit of a tug on the shirt, I believe.
And again, I think this game is going to be one of phases of momentum that are very kind of short in between. It could be 4 or 5 minutes either way, but just one side absolutely kind of dominating, spending most of their time in the other half. And at the moment it's going Montrose's way, but it could be in a minute the opposite direction. It's just one of those games.
Cassie Cowper looks to deliver again. It's another dangerous one. Dealt with well there by Emma Craig for the meantime. Still there about the box though. Rosie Slater now able to put her foot through it and just get that out of danger for now. But it's the set pieces I think we need to watch out with Montrose.
No, definitely. They just not giving away too many fouls in dangerous areas. Like Holly Daniels going to try and hold up the ball and draw a foul. Oh, it does well to get away from Falconer there.
So we'll
Oh,
keep
McCulloch,
that.
sorry.
McLaren takes the shot safely into the arms of Curry. But again, that's Holly Daniel that's creating everything that's going right the way through her.
Looks like a supremely confident player from here. And why wouldn't you be the way it's kind of started off? She's not necessarily got the better of McCulloch, but is definitely giving her problems.
Curry sends it long this time, and bit scrappy in the middle. Kane looking to take it down. Shouts of a foul, but nothing given. And yeah, Ellie Kane is still down from that. Did take a bit of a knock to the head. I think she may actually have a bit of a burst lip or a cut nose, maybe. She's definitely looking at her hands as if she's got blood on it, so maybe not. But a bit of argy-bargy now going on between her and I think it's Georgia Carter, I believe. It's not the first foul I think that the pair of them have been involved with so far, so I don't think it'll be the last.
No.
Yep.
Quite right.
But drop ball here in favour of Thistle.
Interesting that Boyce is kind of taking up that position towards the right wing. I wonder if she'll move up further forward, but it is going back to something similar to that.
It's a long ball by Georgia Gray there, and Kane trying to get in behind, and it's interesting to point out that there's a bit of a laughter there from Talitha Robb. I'm not sure why, but
I think she's enjoying the duel, to be honest.
just having a bit of fun.
Yeah, you don't really get defenders celebrating kind of defensive actions that often. It's now it's not coming into the game, but I don't mind it.
Noisy travelling support here from Montrose. Back underway here, Georgia Gray now looking to move it forward. A bit too heavy there, and I think she was wanting an easier option and was kind of forced into trying to just send it long and hope for the best. It's gone out for a throw in.
No, I think Montrose are doing well to force Thistle out that way because they've crowded the middle of the pitch. And at the moment, they're winning most of the aerial balls and second balls in the middle of the park. And that's because it's so scrappy, because it's bouncing around, they're getting the better Thistle in the air.
It's Georgia Gray again, a lot of pressure on from Guthrie. Keeps it well, moves out wide to McCulloch.
Daniel losing out on strength there to McCulloch, but you can see McCulloch is not happy with having Daniel in her face.
Well, I mean, Holly Daniel is actually half the age of Sherry McCulloch. So perhaps a wee bit of just seniority.
Yeah, pulling rank.
Yes. Of course, we all know what Sherry McCulloch's done for this game. Holly Daniel's probably someone that has looked up to her at points, despite not being in the same position, but she'll be well aware of the calibre of opponent she's up against.
But it doesn't seem to be intimidated by it at all, which is all the game is all the better for it at the moment, but this was proper, like, first real chance from a set piece here.
It's laid off for Rosie Slater. She'll take a crack at goal, and it's spilled. Oh, and that's great defending in the end there. But a few bodies are down in that box. But it's a good save by... wasn't really actually a good save by Pratt, but it was great defending in the end by Carter to get that away, because I think Tyree Burchill basically had a tap in, and the way that she's cleared it as well, she's actually put it through her legs. So it's got it right out of the danger part.
No, did very well, and unlucky there to come away from that injury. Like you said, it wasn't the most brilliant save. It wasn't parried to the side, and it wasn't caught and left in an incredibly dangerous area, but very well cleared. I don't think it was a foul. It's just unlucky that the two of them went for it, and keeper came off second best there. But again, I think again the crystal ball comes out, but I think that's how Thistle might get their first goal is something like that. Take advantage of the spill ball, and with the numbers they have up front and with Birchall's pace, that's the best way maybe for them to get that goal. Keep her looking a little bit shaky if she does stay on.
I think that was the first shot on target from Thistle, so it's something that they'll need to be aware of now. But as we sort of have a wee break here, well, Pratt does get seen to. Coaches have called over their respective sides for a word. I think so far it has been very even. Maybe even in favour of Montrose for the first sort of opening 15 minutes or so here.
I'd have to agree, to be honest. I think the play has been, I think Montrose have had more chances, but in the middle of the park, I think it's Montrose who have taken control of the game, and that's why they're getting more opportunities on the break, is because they're able to collect that ball and do something with it. I think maybe Craig and Bullock will grow into this game and just seize control, but at the moment, it's going Montrose's way.
Yeah, I think it has been a bit of a struggle in that midfield so far. Jane McLaren, we know very well, has been in this level for a number of years. She's really controlled that midfield so far, so be up to them to try and break that mould and put it into their own strides.
Yeah, I think as well the way this game is going, it points a little bit to the cruelty of having 3 relegated teams this year, because I don't think Montrose should be going down. I mean, they are they're not a bad side at all. Obviously, that's the way it goes. If you're in the bottom 3, get relegated at the moment, but I don't think they should be there. And I think they'll be straight back up, to be honest, if they're able to keep the players that they do have.
I've continuously said since the announcement was made that I'm not sure why they've dropped it to a 10-team league as of next season, but it does mean that one of the sides that do give a good game for a lot of these clubs, whether that be Montrose, Aberdeen, Spartans, or even ourselves, I think it's been very harsh on one of them to send them down when, they probably will struggle to keep a lot of the better players, because they'll see that they have talent. Like, if Montrose were the ones to go down, I don't see them keeping a lot of these players.
No.
And it's just, unfortunately, the vicious nature of the Championship. I mean, you look at when teams get relegated from the Premier League, a lot of their bodies move on. Same will happen here.
They are just unfortunately victims of like a cull to prevent the one-sided games. The outrageous scorelines, and I think they've been in a way unfairly kind of dragged down with it. That's not to say they're not relegated yet by any stretch. So I mean, maybe we're speaking out of turn.
They've actually been only lost one.
They have been playing really well.
And there was a 3-2 defeat to Spartans, which they were 2-0 up in, and it was a late turnaround.
Yeah. No, I think outside of, again, Queen's Park and Dundee United, everyone has been very even. I think it's been, if you thought it was going to be a kind of cruise to the end of the season, nothing to play for, very much mistaken. Even if you are safe, I think you'll definitely get a great game out of these.
Absolutely.
Which is, I think, is a positive for the structure of the league. But yeah, you were mentioning, for example, players getting poached when they leave. I mean, I don't think teams are safe when they come up. You look at, we talked about this plenty with Queen's Park.
Oh yeah, you look, Queen's Park
Ilford
came up, and arguably their 3 best came to us.
We got 2 of them starting.
2 of them starting, and
Kingy should probably be, I reckon, make an appearance later on.
Yeah, on the bench. Tyree Birchall now does well to win the ball back. So we're back on the way here, still with Birchall. Looking to switch that towards Rosie Slater, perhaps a bit of a weaker pass than what we were expecting, but it's a good ball there. Out wide from Brown towards McLaren. Still with McLaren. Takes the... Not sure if that was a whip towards the back stick or a shot, but it was dangerous nonetheless.
I'd say that was a cross, and I think it was a brilliant one. It just needed someone to read it a little bit quicker with the way it was going. I think Daniel was just a second off the pace there, but that was an excellent ball. That could have easily been 2-0 up there.
Georgia Gray puts it out to McCulloch.
I mean, if it... Oof.
It's another silly foul given away there by Thistle.
Frustration. It will be, when you can't get past the player that at the moment is smaller than her, feels like you should be beating that. Should be beating Guthrie, doesn't, and they just not lashes out, but gets a little bit annoyed. And now, again, dangerous position. They've got height in that team.
It's very true. Already punished us with 1 free kick. Is Cassie Cowper. Can she do it with a second? So, yeah, it's a dangerous delivery again, and that's a great header away by Emma Craig to turn that away for a corner kick. But I would say that one was more dangerous than the first one.
Yeah, definitely. That was very good defending there from Craig. Didn't kind of put it out in a dangerous position towards the edge of the box. Just sent it out for a corner, which I think was the best thing to do, given that she was turning as the ball came in. Yeah, it's very well done. But again, danger's not over.
It's another delivery. It's dealt with for the time being. Craig again trying to get onto the end of it. Georgia Gray now trying to battle away. Carter now swings that towards Brown, and Brown will keep that in. Before it is eventually just cleared right out by, I think it was Rosie Slater.
And also the little turn by Rob just outside the box on a dime. That was very nicely done. I thought that maybe she was going to try and head it or just do something else with it. And just turned, managed to get it, keep possession of the ball.
Another attempt of a cross there, blocked well. You can hear Jennifer Curry not entirely impressed with her defence right now.
No, I think she'll just want the lines clear. Doesn't matter how, just get that ball
Just
away.
get it away. It's cleared again, further up, but still another throw-in for Montrose.
And I mean, if it looks like Thistle are taking the wrong options when they're getting rid of the ball or trying to pass it out, it's because Montrose are marking so well and putting them under pressure that no option for a player, if it's at your feet, looks like the good option. They're all basically kind of split decisions, and none of them are good options because Montrose are defending so well from the front.
So the delivery is a poor clearance there by Georgia Gray. She hasn't really been on her best today. Carla Boyce drops it. Demi Faulkner looking to put that out towards Shona Cowan. She's given a good chase. Good defending though by Cowper. She puts a good ball of her own to Daniel. That's much better from Georgia Gray.
That's brilliant.
Bullock out wide now with McCulloch looking to move it forward. Sends that towards Birchall. Great touch. In behind for Kane. Flag stays down. Still with Ellie Kane. Drops it back. Good defending again by Cassie Cowper. Still with McCulloch. And there's a foul. I actually think it's the foul. I think there was a foul committed by Guthrie actually. And advantage was played and then lost out.
Definitely, I think she was just pulling on McCulloch too much. Again, talked about that physical size difference, and Guthrie realised she was in trouble there. Just thought to slow the ball down before McCulloch could get a cross or a shot away. Now we've got a good opportunity for Bullock to do something here.
Well, we can see that she's not going to do what she did last time because Sophia Martin has spotted an open Rosie Slater. So whether it's another delivery or perhaps Bullock goes herself, it's another good delivery. And it's headed by Georgia Gray and safely caught in the end.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of... It's not a bad idea, but...
I think it lacked power.
It did, yeah. I think because the ball didn't necessarily have the pace to kind of help to do what she wanted it from it, it would have been maybe better for her to turn. Because I think she had that time, but, you know.
Touch there by Tyree Birchall, a bit heavy, and the clearance now ends up Cowan out wide to Kane. Ellie Kane now trying to put a delivery in. Again, good defending by Cassie Cowper. And a corner though, and another chance to test our set pieces.
Yeah, an opportunity to essentially just drop the ball on her, crowd the keeper, put under real pressure. Because we've not seen so far her make a convincing save. That's not to say that she's not a good keeper, but whilst you've kind of got that momentum going for you, whilst the keeper's not sure of themselves, you might as well test it and find out.
Bit of a poor delivery there by Bullock. Well recovered by Rosie Slater, back out to Bullock. Tries a first time delivery towards Faulkner. Good header on towards Boyce. Flag again stays down. But Good defending by, I think it was Rob. Ross moves that forward towards Brown. Daniel up against Gray, and good helping out by Tyree Birchall.
That was not a bad exit from Montrose at all. They've kept it very calm. We're able to pass it between 4 different players, but Gray did very well to poach that ball off Daniel there.
It's an interesting shape that's been reverted to by Thistle here. It's a ball towards Boyce, but too heavy for her. Now Faulkner looks to send that long. I think it's far too strong for Ellie Kane. You can actually feel that wind coming in just now, so that could perhaps play a bit of a factor. It was quite clear until just there, and it's a nasty looking thundercloud now.
Yeah, no, could impact the way because the ball's spinning a lot of the time in the air. Could have an impact. And
it's a very physical match in the air.
Craig's definitely providing that aerial threat, at least that presence in the middle of the park. That's
Gray with a fantastic outside of the boot ball down to Birchall. Controlled well by the young forward. Now looks to deliver that herself. Good defending in the end there. I think it was Georgia Carter again that blocked it out. So Montrose's back three has been the stars of the show so far.
definitely incredibly calm under pressure as well. It's not, they're not just booting it, they're looking for kind of play, they're looking to play on the ground.
Shona Cowan trying to deliver herself there on goal kick, couldn't quite get the cross that she wanted. It was quite a tight angle. I think she was perhaps looking to just smack it off of Taylor and get a corner kick, but not to be. Here is Pratt. Bit of a poor goal kick, and it's actually hit off of Shona Cowan. Now Emma Craig trying to move it forward, can't quite do so. Sophia Martin now looking to control. Good ball by the youngster out wide, Guthrie. Trying to use her tricky feet work. And
just picked the wrong person to do it against here. Yeah. They've got pace though, and the ball, they're moving the ball down the wings very quickly and just isolating Thistle defenders. And it's not like there's a shortage of attacking players coming in and support.
I think Montrose have realised that going down their left-hand side or right-hand side probably isn't the best option, because Georgia Gray is quite a towering figure. Now you look at the three each game here, and they did nothing but go down the left-hand side. So, bit of a change in mentality for Montrose, perhaps.
Yeah, it's just a good. I mean, it's a sign of a good team that they're adapting, finding new ways to attack, new paths. But interesting from both sides. You can see quite clearly how both sides look to get opportunities on goal. I would say where Thistle are missing theirs at the moment is the execution with that final ball, because the options are there.
Again, Georgia Carter doing very well to deal with Tyree Birchall. Puts that out towards Brown, too heavy. I think it's interesting to note that 1-0 to Spartans against Queen's Park. They've just taken the lead there through Browning. So, table's looking interesting, that's all I'll say. It's a good ball towards Rosie Slater. Again, just a touch too heavy, perhaps. Yeah, a wee bit too much there from Cheryl McCulloch, but again, right idea. But as things stand, Montrose still remain 10th. Spartans go up to 8th. And it's now Aberdeen sort of with more to play with this evening against Dundee United.
I'd expect them to get a win there as well, but I wonder what that would do. I wonder if Montrose players will be checking their phones at half-time, and if that'll have an impact on them.
If I'm a player, I'm not looking at it. Focus on your own game.
That seems like, feels like a bookable offence.
A wee word here from the ref to Sophia Martin. course, she's very used to Petershill Park, on loan from Glasgow City. I think this was the right loan move for her. It's done very well for her so far. She's picked up a few goals, some assists as well.
Yeah, even if a player doesn't get the game time that they were hoping for, it's good to be in a different environment and just be challenged. But fortunately, I think Martin's in the right place. Montrose are a good team to be learning from, and it's not like their confidence is shot, as you can see from the results in recent weeks.
I believe I commentated on one of our first ever matches for Glasgow City at 15. So that's how long she's. You know, that I think that just shows how young she is, though.
Yeah.
18 and still doing very well. So now ended up with Carla Boyce here now, looking for Shona Cowan. Dropped back by Taylor and cleared away by Pratt. I'm not sure that was the correct option from Carla Boyce.
I just think maybe the players are asking too much of Cowan and Slater because they're making good runs forward, but I think they think sometimes they're a little bit quicker. Like, say if it was Birchall there, then maybe she could get to it, but I think they're asking a little bit too much. Fortunately, this will have the ball again, and they're hopefully going to get into the penalty area, but
yeah, Slater and Cowan do have good pace, but it's, you know, it's not like it's Longcake or Donaldson out there. That's a good ball there by Georgia Gray towards. It's ended up with Ellie Kane. Back with Gray. Some composure here by the youngster. Looking up, perhaps trying to see if you can find the run. Opts for a safer option in McCulloch, correct option. Now that's a good one down the left hand side, and Kane does keep it in. No,
that does not. Again, Montrose are marking the midfield out of the game, so they are forced to play those quick balls down the wing, and the passes are a little bit heavy, but it's difficult to kind of find a way around this Montrose defence.
I'd say I think McCulloch's balls have been a bit too heavy so far today. That's a good switch out towards Shona Cowan now. What could she do here? Up against Taylor. Good defending by Taylor. Just keeps it calm and opts put out for the throw in.
No, I agree, but maybe the balls haven't been perfect, but I don't think necessarily the onus should be on McCulloch to make those passes. I think a teammate who has that range or that accuracy needs to come and support. I think like Gray could do that, for example.
That's a good ball by Gray towards Boyce. Looks to use Cowan and out for a goal kick. I think Cowan's unlucky not to get a foul actually. He's kind of charging towards that and was blocked off by Taylor. But regardless, goal kick again.
I think maybe because Taylor kept her line and there wasn't too much of indication of a shove or a push. Just two players kind of coming together, but it didn't seem that cynical.
Oh, definitely not. Rosie Slater drops that back towards McCulloch. That's another good ball. Boyce drops it. Birchall looks for the shot, claims the handball, waved away, and shot there by Craig. Can't quite make it through. Sophia Martin penalised again. She'll need to be careful.
Yeah, well, with the way she's marking Craig, that's essentially the reason why Craig's not been able to touch the ball that much. Has been left to kind of get most of the action when the ball's in the air. But if Martin was to get a booking, that would change things. I think she would have to step off a little bit, or even Craig might go looking to see if she could get her a second yellow. But for now, I think we're without a booking in this game.
Very true. And now Amy Bullock looks to deliver this one. That's another good ball towards the box, and it is met by Ellie Kane. That's a great save by Pratt. Put it for a corner.
I'm sure that obviously because of the way that free kick was taken, they were all lined up. They were all in a similar position, but because of her parry, if someone is a little bit kind of towards the sides, just anticipate that she's not going to hold on to it, then I think there's a finish coming, and I think Thistle might cotton onto that before it's before too long.
Amy Bullock looks to deliver again. Much better delivery this time. It's met by McCulloch and it's just over the bar.
It was just ever so slightly under it, and it kind of lofted it over the bar. But it's a good sign for Thistle that they are getting back into this game and able to use set pieces to their advantage, because Montrose are starting to give away more and more fouls.
Perry's taking her time to get this goal kick done. Wasn't a good goal kick either. It's a good flick on there from Kane towards Birchall. Does well to control. Still with Tyree Birchall. Looks to send it towards Cowan. And good defence.
I'd like to see Birchall drive more from the middle of the pitch. See, did it before and has done it just there. Just defenders are worried. You can see the way defender raised her hand, just out of concern that she was going to give away a foul. Birchall is a danger for them, and I'd like to see her try and drive into that box more.
She's playing in that sort of shadow striker role just behind the strikers. It's not a typical sort of playmaker. It's almost like it's having three up front.
Essentially. I think Boyce is a little bit deeper than she would like, I think. But, you know, opportunities like this are where she's able to kind of do her thing right near the goalkeeper.
So a good delivery towards the box there by Bullock. Dealt with well by Montrose for the time being. Flick on from McCulloch. Cleared again, and that's another foul. It's quite heavy-handed here by Montrose.
We've got Martin down, I think. I'm not sure. I think maybe clash with Craig, but I didn't see that.
This wind is definitely picking up as well. It's going to be interesting to see. But give some time for the physio to come on. A wee breather for our girls as well. Get a wee drink.
But yeah, we talked about momentum. The last 5 minutes has been all Thistle. I think before that we were struggling to see how they were going to get the ball out of their own half, but here we are. I think just they're kind of into this, and Bullock to take these set pieces from which she's so dangerous.
I think the last 20 minutes it has been more Thistle. I don't think Holly Daniels seen any of the ball in that time, but it's been really good defending by Montrose. Like, they haven't looked worried. They've looked calm and composed. And Parry's obviously, or sorry, not Parry, Pratt has made a few good saves.
Yeah, definitely, but I don't think that'll stop this one from wanting to test it some more.
I keep calling her Parry because she keeps parrying the ball away. But
I mean, speaking of goalkeepers, is it not Ailey's birthday today?
it is, yes. Ailey Tibet, our substitute goalkeeper, celebrating her birthday today.
Yeah, happy birthday.
She turned 26 today.
They've done really well coming back from a difficult injury.
Yes, suffered for a while with that. It's a good ball again towards the box. Not met by Emma Craig the way that she wanted. She does well to recover. That's a good lofted ball. Ken Cowper does well. Now there's Daniel. She's found acres of space.
Oh, that looked.
Finds Brown. Flag stays down. Good defended by Slater. I thought that Brown might have just strayed offside.
Well, if not, she's done ever so well to kind of stay on side, because it looked obvious from here, but maybe she just timed her run very well. But I think they'll feel like they could have done a little bit better with that break. Very
vocal away support trying to get behind their team as they attempt to double their lead here. Slater does well deal with this, but nicked away from her by Martin.
Good turn.
Still does very well to keep the ball. It's a dangerous ball down down that wing. Just a bit too heavy, I think it was Demi Taylor giving chase, or was it? It might have been Brown, but...
Yeah, didn't have anywhere. Martin didn't really have anywhere to go. Tried to send it down the channel, and I don't think it was on. And Brown couldn't really make something of it.
It was very well done from her to keep the ball when she did.
Definitely, that was excellent footwork there.
That's a good ball there towards Boyce. Good control. Cowan now. Heavily marked there by Taylor. Set it up with Birchall regardless. Drop back. Bullock has the ball in, and Kelly Kane is off. She had just strayed. Not much in that, but...
I did, yeah. Kane was definitely offside, but I wasn't sure that was the right option. I think Cowan was put under pressure, tried to force the long ball when there was that pass inside to Bullock that was on.
Yeah, absolutely. Carter moves this up.
But again, I think that's testament to the pressing of the opposition.
That's a nice play. Emma Craig now. Great defending again by Carter, just jumping onto that. And that's an equally good ball of their own by Montrose, and Jenny Curry came an awful long way, does well to win it. Controlled well there by Brown. Moving forward. Put out wide. It's going to be a throw in, I think.
Yeah, I think it looks like a Thistle throw because Guthrie just couldn't reach it in time. Had too much to do. But again, Montrose outnumbering Thistle in that area, so it'll be difficult to clear it.
Just approaching half time here. Still remains 1-0 to Montrose. It's very scrappy. McLaren drops that back. Cowper looking for another long ball. It's another good one. It's flicked on well there by McLaren, but she was off.
Good flick on though. Again, controlling the kind of the centre of the park, and I think the midfielders McLaren and Martin, well, less so Martin, but McLaren especially doing so well in the air. Just has the midfield's number. Well, I say that and then Martin puts a header away.
Craig looks to move it forward towards Boyce. It's one back by Birchall. Kane, Boyce. That's good defending again by Carter. Put out a play, and first 45 look to be coming to an end. I can see the referee looking at his watch. But a few lengthy stops, so I'd imagine a couple of minutes getting added. It's moved forward by Slater. That's a dangerous one there by McCulloch, and Birchall is given chase. It's actually smacked all the way to us.
I'm not touching it.
I know I'm giving you compliments, Georgia, but stop trying to smack it towards us.
Oh, 2 balls on the pitch there.
Don't think the referee spotted the second one. That's a bit of a rough challenge there with Tyree Birchall.
I just think that McCulloch and Falconer have been left to make those long passes, and they shouldn't. A player needs to call for it, show them that they're move into a position, at least into space, to give them that confidence, because defenders will be less confident to play a short ball, less they have to chase it back if it goes wrong. But if a player gives them that option, then they will take it. Instead, they're sending long balls over the top.
Agreed.
That's a bit better, but...
especially with this wind, you don't want to be sending long balls.
No, and especially because Montrose at the moment seem to be outnumbering Thistle in every part of the pitch.
Georgia Gray sends that towards Kane, and Kane's limping a little bit. I wonder if she's taking a bit of a knock. It's another not great clearance there by Pratt. here is Kane. Still keeping possession well and just dispossessed by Ross. Now Demi Faulkner just looking to take this for a wee bit of a run. Good defending by McLaren. Taken quickly though by Faulkner. Boyce. Still with Carla Boyce. Looks to put that towards Birchall. Does well to control. Tries to just nip inside and get that delivery. Can't do it.
I think good work from Boyce there. Not really been in the game as much as she would have liked, but an excellent work to set Birchall up, who went down a blind channel a little bit. Just
don't quite think Birchall was the correct option with that pass, but she tried to make something of it.
At least keeping it on the ground.
So that's a bit of a poor one from Montrose, and here's Ellie Kane. And she just can't quite get the control. But Rosie Slater now, she will get the control, and did that take a save?
No, I don't think so.
You can see the frustration from Kane, and I think she's picked up a knock. Because the way that she turned with that ball isn't her usual standard. So I think she's carrying something maybe in her hamstring. Of course, she's not long back from a lengthy injury herself.
And she's played a lot.
Yeah,
to be fair, she's been in
She's
it.
played basically a full 90 since she's returned.
She's got her hands full today, but maybe that injury is playing a part. Could have taken that a little bit sooner. Gave the defenders a chance. I think it was.
It's again another poor clearance by Pratt. But this is something we need to take advantage of. Those goal kicks aren't getting any length. Thistle need to look to move with that, because I don't know, I think with it being a half time, what is your message from Brian Graham?
I think he's not going to be too worried. I think they're still in this game. They're dominating. It's just, it goes back to the kind of fundamentals of winning the ball in the air, getting the second balls, because that's the way that, like you mentioned, the goalkeeper is giving away cheap goal kicks. If they want to keep going at her, they need to win that ball back and just drive at the players more. They have the they are great players. They just need to drive into Montrose a little bit more. Montrose, for their part, defending ever so well, putting them under a lot of pressure. So I think they are deserving winners so far.
Well, so far here, Petershill, half-time, 1-0 to Montrose. We'll be back very shortly for another 45 to go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half of this fixture between Partick Thistle and Montrose. Doesn't appear to be any changes for either side that I can see so far, so ready to just get back underway.
No, to be honest, I wouldn't have expected changes from either. Montrose will feel like they can see out this game, and Thistle, they've been, I think we mentioned in the last 20 minutes of that first half, were dominant. It was just a case of just finish the chances that are coming your way because something will open up, and so I can understand why it's unchanged.
There's a foul given away there and by Brown, and it's a dangerous area here for Thistle. I'd imagine that Bullock will look to deliver, but equally not a bad sort of distance to shoot.
It's curious. One thing we've not really seen from set pieces. I think this is because Bullock has range in her delivery. Is a flick on, and that's something that might be beneficial in terms of creating that confusion, that panic in the box. But I think maybe the likes of McCulloch and Gray will feel like they have it covered. Especially Emma Craig, who has been immense aerially.
Oh, that was a strike there from Bullock, and it was a good save in the end by Pratt.
Good idea, good alertness from Pratt, because sometimes they can catch keepers off guard, but why not? I think that might be the right thing to do, given the way kind of Pratt hasn't looked as confident as she might have done in previous weeks. I think that was the right thing to do.
Here's another chance for a delivery from Amy Bullock. And the referee has wanted a wee word here with Ross and Faulkner at the moment. See something he doesn't quite like.
I mean, I'm surprised he managed to spot that. That area is very congested.
Very. It's a good delivery, and it's laid off there by McCulloch towards Slater. Can't quite do so, and Sophia Martin giving chase, but some good pace there by Shona Cowan to come over.
Also strength by Cowan there. Had Martin running into her, and so off balance, clears the ball, manages to put Martin, knock Martin off tilt. Just excellent work all round there.
Just enough. Ellie Kane wins the header here. And Boyce trying to flick on towards Birchall. Does get good space. Just the wrong pass there to McCulloch, but McCulloch does well to make up for it. Unable to quite put it back through to Boyce. But some good signs so far in this second half from Thistle.
Hold on. The only thing I would say was at that moment, Slater should have been on the left-hand side there, because it was McCulloch who took that ball as a left wing back, and it's obviously not the kind of ideal placing for her. The problem maybe with this kind of 3-5-2, 5-3-2, whatever you want to call it, is there is a lack of pace down the width. So that's where we might see a kind of a May English come on at some point, or even Cody A, just to give a bit of dynamism down the sides, because at the moment the middle of the park is so built up, it's difficult to get anything through there. That's
a good bullet header there by Faulkner, and good control by Boyce. Dealt with well by Carter now. Set it up back at Faulkner, who'd try another long ball. Rob this time deals with that one. McLaren wins the battle. The number 6 is here. Now Ross has a chance to set this ball up.
Yeah, difficult to argue with that. Like you said, it's McLaren who has the edge at the moment. Just too many players in the midfield at the moment for Craig to deal with. And especially if Bullock is sitting a little bit further back, it might feel like she's a little bit isolated at times.
Foul given away there by Emma Craig, and now Cowper sends another mean ball up towards the Thistle box. Brown's gone untracked there at the right hand side, and it was smart instincts from the veteran McCulloch to put her off balance. Looks to take it quickly from this goal kick. Here's Shona Cowan on the right. Holly Daniel does well to track back. Ellie Kane can't latch onto that one. As we can see, Cassie Cowper no rush to go and get this ball.
No, can't blame her. Even a point would be a good result for Montrose today, so.
It'd be monumental.
Yeah.
Montrose just gradually moving this ball forward with throw-ins.
I think that's great, and a little bit of discomfort there. She's
Hobbling a little bit. Montrose fans trying to give the ball back and smacking the pillar. It's quite funny. Gray does well to win this ball back, and now moving it forwards, but ended up back with Georgia Gray. She'll get a foul there. I don't actually think she was looking for a foul, but she got one, much to the dismay of the away supporters.
I think she was a little bit. Gray is such her kind of cleverness on the pitch bellies her age. And I think Boyce has that as well, that kind of footballing IQ. And I think that was just one example of it. I mean, maybe you disagree with what she was after from it.
Here is Shona Cowan. Sending that towards the box. It's unlucky. Sophia Martin now controls it well. It has somehow made its way to Demi Taylor. Good tracking back there by Cowan, and equally good control by Georgia Gray. And that's good by Holly Daniel. Smart move there from McCulloch to get that tackle in. It was needed, otherwise it was a clear path to go for Guthrie. Good save there by the photographer.
Solid as a rock.
Drops it back, Craig, now back to McCulloch. Moves it towards Rosie Slater. Rob does well to win that foul.
I think Rob's been fantastic today. That's
all three at the back.
Yeah, that's that defensive trio.
This isn't a
Been
defensive
immense.
trio that you'd expect to be facing relegation.
No, no.
This is a trio that would not look out of place higher up that table.
And they love it. They look like they absolutely relish each individual duel. Yeah, hats off.
I gave a lot of credit to them in the last home fixture. Even though they conceded 3, you know, wasn't much they could do about it. And here's another day where they've really kept our attack at bay. Even when their keepers made mistakes, they pounced on it to thwart any sort of efforts.
I think maybe their attack has slowed down a little bit. Maybe they're not thinking about it so much now that they've got that lead. But they've definitely lost that potency up front.
Wouldn't quite rule out Holly Daniel yet. She's certainly got that poacher's instinct about her. Georgia Carter now going up a long way. Good defence in the end, and Kevin's ball can't quite meet Kane, and Demi Faulkner takes a sore one to the head there.
Accidental, I think both players were going for the ball. It's just, I think
Yeah, you can see
McLaren came into the side of Faulkner's head. It was obviously there.
just a battle of the skippers.
No, just time for them to take a break, just think about, because it doesn't look like their plan of attack. It hasn't worked in the first half, and it doesn't look all that different so far. So I wonder if maybe a message is getting lost that was kind of said at halftime, or if, you know, they might have to change something soon.
I can see Rachel Donaldson's looking like she may be brought on.
Rachel Donaldson, who has a boot on her, is the kind of person who's not afraid to take long-range efforts.
Like I said,
Might be the perfect person to
I've
bring
said
on.
it all along. Rachel Donaldson does not know how to score a tap-in.
Yeah.
She will only score goal of the season contenders. I mean, hell, she won goal of the season last year.
Yeah, still a few games to go yet. She could have another one.
I think Boyce wanted to take that throw in fast, but
I wonder who. Well, it looks definitely Donaldson is coming on. I would be interested to see who for. Might be Kane, given that Kane is like we said, only just back from that long-term injury last few weeks. But
No, looks like it's Shona Cowan.
say, oh well, then I'll just.
Substitutions sponsored by Value Add Business Solutions. Off-going number 20, Shona Cowan. Coming on number 12, Rachel Donaldson.
Change of shape, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Unless he's playing Rachel Donaldson at right wing back, which I'm not anticipating. I can imagine it going to a back four and then you see Georgia Gray just moving to right back. Subs for Montrose as well, so that was just confirmation. Shona Cowan off and Rachel Donaldson on, and then you can see Demi Taylor and Eve Guthrie have been subbed off. Looks like London Pollard and try to work out the last one. London Pollard and Alma Codigoni. I'm definitely butchering her name. Much apologies.
Apologies in advance.
Yeah, it will not fix. But those are two attacking subs. Now Guthrie off is she's obviously an attacker, but Demi Taylor was playing left back, so
I wonder if it's a case of trying to pin Thistle back, and rather than having more defenders and just invite them forward.
it's great composure there by Georgia Gray. You can already see the pace that Codigoni possesses. Here, speaking of pace, Rachel Donaldson given a lot of pace of her own there.
No, definitely already injecting something into this game. We said that that pace on the width was lacking, because the centre of the pitch is not easily available at the moment as an out ball. They're going to have to look to go wide. And there we go, they do that.
Ellie Kane does well to get onto the end of that. Not sure Ellie Kane's
I disagree.
deserves to have been penalised for that. I don't actually think she touches her.
I think Cowper cuts across her and gets caught. Then again, you know, the officials are closer, but that's just the way I saw it.
Yeah, from our vantage point, I don't think that was a foul.
Yeah, I think that was unlucky there.
It does look like that Rachel Donaldson is playing that right wing back sort of position at the moment, though. So it was just a like for like sub.
I expect her to be further forward, though. I think she'll have to lean on her, on like Gray and Falconer, to do a lot more of the defensive work there.
Speaking of which, that's great defensive work by Georgia Gray. Donaldson can't quite get a cross in, but Gray looks to take the throw in fast towards Boyce, and good touch there from the forward. Good cover slow by Carter.
You can see Birchall waiting at the back post there for a cross to come in. She's
still waiting, and there's the cross eventually. Tipped away there by the keeper, and there's a shot by Bullock just a bit hard over the bar.
right idea, but just
Can't quite execute.
yeah. It wasn't the most convincing punch away from Pratt.
She got just enough on it.
Just enough, yeah.
I don't think I actually was going to meet Birchall at the back stick. I think she timed her run just a wee second too quickly. But you can see Pratt's now getting told by the referee to hurry up with her goal kicks. Again, that's a fairly poor one. That's something that Thistle definitely need to take advantage of. Good play there by Emma Craig, and still with Emma Craig. Bursting away, and again, good covers there by Carter.
So calm, but I think they're going to start to sweat a little bit more. The way Thistle are just going wave after wave.
Now
you never know what could happen.
Georgia Carter's now taking the goal kicks. They clearly lost faith in Pratt right now. And that's much better.
Yeah, everybody has those days, but yeah, I think that was a smart thing for them to do.
The only issue that you have that is that if you mess up the goal kick as a centre back, you're leaving an entire line that
very onside line.
Very onside, yeah. It's like, oh, it's unlucky there. Just a bit too much there by Gray towards.
So I wonder. Well, you can't be in the box. I was going to say this, but you can get pretty close. That's they're one kind of mistaken pass away from Thistle on the counter there.
Yeah.
Because Birchall's in plenty of space.
Ball by Brown and intercepted well by Faulkner. Looks to send that towards Ellie Kane. That's a long one. That's a good one. Kane just can't quite get a shot off.
And no one will be more annoyed with that than her. You can see from the frustration.
Yeah.
Just
kick the ground in frustration after that.
But that's a lot of goal kicks in the last few minutes. They are under the cosh. Just
Very
the
much under the cosh.
yeah, the final product is not there from Thistle at the moment.
Send that towards Ross. It's up with Daniel. Pollard now down the left. Thistle throwing. Georgia Gray now trying to assess options with this. Bit of a poor throw. Codigoni now. That's going to hit me.
What a save.
Good save by the cameraman. Thank you very much.
I did like that kind of final destination.
Yep, I just knew it was happening.
Yeah.
I knew. Yep. Yeah. I knew it was going right for me.
Yeah.
Back to the action though, and not me getting smacked in the face by a football.
Yet.
And Sylvia Martin takes a strike, and that's a dangerous one. And
Lovely technique on that.
that's very unlucky from the youngster not to double up the lead here for Montrose.
The thing I'd be thinking though, as a fan, is why haven't Thistle taken chances like that? It's not. The opportunities have been there. I think a player just needs to go for it. They just need to back themselves, and I think that player hopefully is. For Thistle, they'll want it to be Donaldson.
Exactly. I believe that was a weak foot shot from Martin. But here's a chance again, and Carter's just been so great with that covering. She's not. It's not like she's playing like a sort of further forward defender. She's playing like almost like that sweeper, just picking up any errors that could be made.
Yeah, just reading the flight of the ball very well.
Here's a ball out wide towards Codigoni. Got McCulloch for pace, but
not for brains. McCulloch read that very well, just saw it out.
Here's a ball towards Donaldson from Curry, and that's a very poor goal kick.
Just rushed it, I think, just saw the space.
Curry tends to opt for a lot more of your shorter passes and use your centre halves from the goal kicks. So
I think there's an element of desperation given that time is elapsing.
yeah, only about half an hour left of this contest. Remains Thistle down 1-0. Clearance there. Ross now looking to move that towards Daniel.
Oh, well kept in.
Donaldson does very well keep that ball. Still with Donaldson, drops it to Gray and good composure. Bullock.
But the players around her are not moving enough. They're quite static. That's good.
That'll do.
That's good.
That's a nice wee triangle between Gray, Donaldson and Bullock. Held up well by Boyce, puts out wide towards Georgia Gray. Georgia Gray looking to just flick that off of Daniel, and I don't think it's paid off the way she wanted. But
yeah, it's not necessarily about just running around like a headless chicken and just thinking you'll land up in space. It's also about dragging a player away from a teammate just to open them up, which we know they can do. It's just it makes it more difficult to find that option.
definitely need to be watching out for Alma Codigoni's pace. He's had the better of McCulloch for that for most of this sort of 5-10 minutes that she's been on. It's definitely not got the strength element, but you know, there was a phrase that that was coined by
someone.
Yeah, who said it on commentary? Someone that I had on commentary with me said, Courtney Stewart. It was Courtney. I was trying to think. I've had a few players on with me for commentary, but Courtney Stewart called Lucy Stewart Lucy Sinclair, a Jack Russell. And that is what Prodigoni's giving me vibes of right now. She's just running and running and running.
Yeah, the Duracell kind of
Yeah.
money.
It's a good ball there towards Kane, and Cassie Cowper just has it covered.
That's got to be so frustrating for an attacker to have just been covered so well that you feel like you've not had a sniff.
There's two of them on her.
Yeah.
She can't do anything.
No signs of a sub, though, just yet from either side.
I think that... See, I'm looking at Ellie Kane, and she's definitely still limping from that first half, so I was a bit intrigued when it was Shona Cowan. Here's Georgia Gray, though. Bit of a push in the back, still in possession with Thistle, though. Faulkner. McCulloch out to Slater. And now Rosie Slater looking at drive. Can see some more bodies warming up for both sides. It looks like Cody Hay being one of them. That's a bit.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Boyce
that
knew that was
deserved
coming.
I think it is the first foul that Boyce has gave away.
Yeah.
But there's just a clean swipe at legs. No way she was going for the ball. I can see Cody Hay sort of making preparations to come on now.
I think we're getting a water break, as we've seen in a few other games this weekend. Just beat the heat.
Nice change.
Yeah.
Even though it's definitely a lot cooler now than there was in the first half and there was no water break. But
Although it's easy for us to say in the shade,
yes, we got a nice
being fanned by palms. Those of you can't see it.
Yeah, just imagine it. That's what's offered to you at Petershill
Yeah.
Park. Only the best in the SWPL. But a wee check of the scorelines elsewhere. Still remains 1-0 to Spartans. Looking at the stats, they have controlled most of the game.
I think they'll reckon they can see that out quite comfortably.
Yeah, they brought on some subs there to sort of see it out. Sarah Andrews, Maya Bates, you know, good players. They can see it out the result.
I just wonder what we'll see, if we'll see anything different with the introduction for Cody Hay. We had a like for like with Rachel Duddleson. I don't know if it'll be the same, unless they put her kind of left wing back instead of Slater.
Not sure. I can see that she has came on, and I want to say it was Ellie Kane that's came off. I can't actually see.
I think you're right.
Yeah, someone sat down. It looks like Ellie Kane. So yeah, we're going with Ellie Kane off, Cody Hay on.
I think we'll be going to that 4-2-3-1.
50th Thistle appearance, number 7, Cody Hay.
The 50th appearance today for Cody Hay. Some good passing play there with Boyce and Bullock, and now a long ball towards a run of Birchall. It's a very heavy ball.
There's some frustration because it's not been on this afternoon.
Yeah, Pratt just taking their sweet time picking that up.
Donaldson switched over to the left-hand side and Kane and Hay now on the right.
Yeah. Here's Birchall. Does well. Can't quite deliver that back to Slater. Pollard does well here though. Good strength by McCulloch to recover. Dropped it back to Faulkner, out to Georgia Gray. Just taking it for a drive, perhaps a wee bit too much, but does well to deliver to Cody Hay. That's a dangerous ball into the box. Well headed out there by Again, who else but Georgia Carter?
Yeah.
That corner and the chance for Bullock to deliver here.
No, but a good idea from Hay just to put a little bit of pressure. It's better than nothing, as they say.
You can see the difference now. You've only got one player sitting back from this corner. Thistle are going for it. You've got plenty of tall, commanding options in that box.
And I think they've changed their approach at the corners. They've only got Birchall on Pratt. Oh,
it's met by Emma Craig, I think it was.
Donaldson.
Or was it Donaldson?
Had plenty of power just off target, but had space there. Had space.
Pratt now back to taking the goal kicks. Boyce puts it through for Birchall. Does well to hold off the defender. It's a good low delivery there by Hay. Boyce gets the shot off and it's gathered well by Pratt.
Frustrating because great positioning by Boyce and excellent work from Hay to get that ball away under pressure, but felt like could have done a little bit more than fire it straight into the keeper. Oof.
Apologies for any strong language you may hear from the Montrose fans in front of us.
From the Sailors.
Yeah, that's
a reminder from McCulloch of who's the stronger of the two. What have I got?
I think McCulloch just kind of stood our ground.
Yeah, yes, I'll say that. I'll say that.
The Duracell bunny, as you referred to earlier, just kind of perhaps lost power for a moment.
Yeah. But we've not seen much in the way of attack from Montrose until now, but
It's a bit of a poor delivery there. Holly Daniels not going to be able to keep that in.
I think they'll just have their minds fully focused on seeing out the game. They're quite happy to launch it forward and see what happens rather than kind of executing the way they were in the first half.
Yeah, it's a bit of a struggle here. It's not the ball that Debbie Faulkner wanted. Couldn't quite get her foot under the ball. Cowper now. Again, no real urgency to take this throw. And it's going quite far. Cody Hay wins the header. Debbie Faulkner tries to keep it in.
You just want they'll need to find a way if Thistle can get the ball back where it's going to go, because at the moment they're sitting deep, and I mean look at Carla Boy's got 3 players in line with her. I mean Rob is moving away, but
throw into Montrose here. Very deep in the Thistle half. Right on the corner flag basically. It's interesting that they're opting for Holly Daniel to take it. Be one of their taller players. But it's not a great throw in. Debbie Faulkner just puts her boot through it. Again, very tight marking there by Carter. Craig wins the header.
I think we're going to have a very scrappy final 20 minutes.
Only about 20 or so left here, and Faulkner now just kind of taking things into their own hands. Good ball there by Craig. Donaldson now holds up well. Looks out for Birchall. Does well. Here's Tyree Birchall now breaking into the box. Good defending again there by Carter.
That, I feel like the ref that looked at that for a second just in case he thought that might be a bit of afters giveaway penalty, decided against it. Great drive, but even better recovery there. Just to put your foot in front and steal that ball without giving away a foul in the box.
Donaldson, Boyce, Birchall.
That feels...
And it's a foul against Birchall there. And I think that there was the foul, the original foul that Rob committed, but referee doesn't think so.
No, I think it's a case of, you know, when a player gets pushed over and they pick the ball up, sometimes referees don't like that because you're essentially telling them it's a foul. Maybe there was a case of that with Birchall staying on the ground.
I think there's a good chance that that was the case. I mean, Carter is moving this ball up quite.
And we'll take that time putting it back.
Yep. Would not be shocked if there's some cards for time wasting in this game.
Yeah.
There's a good switch there by Donaldson. Cody Hay now looking to make her way towards this box. Looks for a delivery. Good defending by Cowper, but it is a corner and another chance for Bullock to deliver.
And we've seen Thistle have, you know, presented a big threat at the set pieces. Obviously, no goals so far, but the last one, it was very close from Rachel Donaldson, and bullet header just went wide. And I think they're going for the same again. You can see Birchall by the keeper. Wouldn't be surprised, except Emma Craig is in plenty of space there, unmarked. Interesting defending there, the set piece from Montrose.
Yep. It's good delivery again. It's cleared. There's a foul somehow. I don't know where the foul was, but McLaren's on the floor.
Yeah, looks like to be holding her face, but
Cowper's kicked that ball away for some reason, despite the ball getting put back for the free kick.
I think we know why. I mean, for all the kind of... Oh, hold on. Oh, no. For all the kind of time-wasting antics and the gamesmanship, as you would say, I think Montrose at the moment deserve their lead.
Yeah.
I mean, Thistle have not created all that many chances despite having the opportunity to do so.
Absolutely. I mean, I would say that Montrose haven't even created from probably the 20th minute onwards.
Yeah.
But Thistle just have not been nearly clinical enough. I think that's the story of our season.
But yeah, it's Rob, Carter, Cal. Whoa.
There's a booking there for Al McAdigoni for kicking the ball away. Jenny Curry now sends that towards Donaldson. Good defended by Rob. McLaren looks for that ball towards Holly Daniel. Battle between her and Georgia Gray. Georgia Gray does win it this time. Still heavy pressure though, she can't quite get her clearance. Good work by Martin up against Donaldson, but the experience of Donaldson just comes out on top, and here goes Rachel Donaldson looking to burst away.
It's a brilliant pinch, but pass less so, yeah.
By Carter.
Yeah, that was. I think that was.
Another foul there by Carigoni. She's going to need to be careful now. She's got a needless booking.
Yeah.
Now that's a couple of fouls as well. So.
And plenty of time to go.
Yeah, still a good, 11 minutes of normal time. Had the water break, a few injuries. I'm going to say at least 5 minutes gets added on as well. There is Donaldson. Sends that towards Birchall in the box. Saved by Pratt. Did I read they were changing the rule on this, lying on the ball?
What are they saying? Is this a 6-second corner thing?
Yeah. I think they're finally enforcing the 6 seconds.
I just thought maybe a booking. Like, how many times can you do it? You just time it. If it's more than 6, you book them, and then if they do it twice, then they're off the pitch, don't you?
It's one of these things. There'll be like that whole sin bin rule, and that's a. Rosie Slater's in a lot of discomfort here, but she's back to her feet. Just try to jog it off, I think. Although Robinson no rush to take the throw in.
No.
But Credit where credit's due to Montrose. That back three has been absolutely superb.
I know, and now they're Thistle are trying all different kinds. Boyce has now dropped further back. Birchall's left up on her own. Just see what sticks.
Some spirited battling there from Brown. Up against a much larger opponent. Sophia Martin takes a shot. Good block. Here we go. Boyce looks to put that forward. It's where though?
Well, that's where Boyce should be.
And the time for Pratt to pick up the ball.
But Rachel Donaldson's been very good since coming on. She's been stealing the ball, putting in a lot of defensive work, and then laying it off to a teammate. So I've been very impressed.
So a good switch there by Slater towards Cody Hay, and she's got time. She's going to use overlapping Georgia Gray here. Good defending though by Cooper. Bit of a poor throw in. But here is Georgia Gray. Still with the ball. Drops it back. Faulkner looks to switch that towards Donaldson.
That's still in.
Birchall's for the flag stayed down. Flag stayed down. And or did the flag eventually go up? No, it's a corner.
No.
Okay. Who was playing Birchall on side?
That's a good question. That's one for the replays, but
No, it's a quick corner.
either way, very close to a goal there. We kept waiting for the flag to go. Oh, there's a break.
Georgia Gray's doing well to recover for it. And yeah, she's going to put that down towards Curry. I really want to see that replay of who was playing Birchall on side. I don't know if Rob was maybe at the back stick, pit off the ref, so need to have a wee stop here.
Yeah, I kept waiting for the ball to drop, but it didn't. Eventually, just went over the crossbar. Game's not done.
Well, no, it's actually there was a foul in there as well, I think. Or is it a drop ball for Montrose?
I think it is because they smacked it away, hit the referee. So that's yeah. Uh-oh.
That's a bit sleepy there from Thistle. Credit to the away sport, they're trying to get behind their team.
So yeah, it's not a short trip.
No, it's not. Well, it's like a 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah, I think so.
It's way they've not done. Good chance that we don't get to do now.
I think Montrose, I don't know.
They're taking advantage of our urge run.
That's wrong. I'll come back to you about. I've got a little fact for you about Montrose.
Sophia Martin with a dangerous shot there.
So in the Second World War, the Norwegians had this massive dog called Bamf. Now when he stood up, I think he was about 1.80 m. And he lived in Montrose with the Norwegian soldiers. And when he died, I think they said 8,000 people lined the streets for his funeral. He just had the one. That was what I learned about Montrose.
It's a very fun fact.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Shout out Banff.
I always find it odd when you have your tallest player taking your throw-ins.
Yeah.
Cassie Kemper now just smacking that right up. Yeah, it's controlled well by Daniel. Right up against Georgia Gray, still with Daniel. Martin out. Perhaps a bit early to try and take it to the corner on 84 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It could.
If you include that water break time, there's still probably another 10 minutes of play to be done. So,
But I think also as time runs out, it doesn't really matter how much time, but the closer it looks like you are to the 90 or feels like, the more you're going to make kind of rash passes or more desperate. I think that's what's going to happen with Thistle.
Thistle throw in here, but I think Montrose are just going to try and keep them right at bay here. Tightly marked. Could Brian Graham look to his bench one last time for
I don't think anyone's warming up, so...
It's a good ball towards Rachel Donaldson, and Rachel Donaldson does have Carter for pace, and oh, that's a great last-ditch slide tackle. Emma Craig now. Just about gets it, Cody Hay. Partickhill can control it. Cowper just clears it, and it's out for a throw-in. Gray to take. It's not really, no one's really making an option for her.
No, Donaldson is though. But
Tracked well by McLaren, unfortunately.
McLaren has been everywhere. I mean, no pun intended, but she's got some engine.
It's a bit of a poor ball by London Pollard, but Alma for the goal. He's still trying to chase this. Just about keeps it in, and she's kept it right on the corners. Oh, that was. Oh, pardon my laughing, but wow.
I just, yeah.
What on earth did I just watch?
I know what that she was trying to do, just thought the defender was going to be somewhere else. Yep. But again, they have it.
Still with them, still with Brown.
She'd fit well in the Diego Simeone team, I'll say that. Just have to think.
Just not been the day at the office that Thistle wanted.
Yeah.
It's not been pretty.
If you just, yeah.
There's a good ball. Donaldson controls it well. Rob's putting a lot of pressure here. Look how far back Boyce is. It's ended up with Faulkner. Spots Birchall. Good defending, but Donaldson gets onto the scrap. Takes the shot. It's good block. Safely into the arms of Pratt, but what more can you do? Martin flicks on. McCulloch blocks. Birchall trying to take it down, and McLaren is just there. It's a foul there. That's. I'm gonna say she's not gonna get too many more of them. It's a return ball there from Bullock towards Slater, and just urgency now. It's now with Martin. Bullock does well and move towards Pollard. Holly Daniel looking to use whatever's left in the tank here to fend off Cody Hay. Just approaching the 90th minute now.
You just wonder, see when they do get the ball back, how they're going to get it from one end to the other. They're completely outnumbered up top.
Shocked that more cards haven't came out for time wasting here.
Yeah.
I would expect the same if it was us. Did she come onto the pitch?
Foul throw, I think.
Was it a foul throw? Okay. What?
Sub.
Yep, Hannah
Robinson.
Hannah Robinson for Rosie Slater. Montrose fans aren't happy about something. I don't know what, but they're not happy.
Well, they seem to have a very good understanding of the rule book.
Solutions. Going off number 2 was a Slater, coming on number 18, Hannah Robinson.
No, they also said surely no added time, but I think they forget that it was a water break.
I think they're forgetting a lot of things happened in the second half, yeah.
It's a bit of a waste there by Boyce.
I think that one of the main frustrations is given that they went on that 4-game run. We thought that they turned a corner, yeah.
4 wins with 3 clean sheets.
And a fair few goals, yeah. I think this is just more of the Thistle before that run that we're seeing.
Yes, that's a poor foul to give away. I don't want, if I speak, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a foul though. I don't think that's a foul. Craig flicks it towards Boyce. Out wide to Hay. It's a good, powerful one up. Donaldson's trying to give chase. I think Birchall was aware she was offside, so she moved back, but didn't give Rachel Donaldson the boost that she wanted. It's a bit of a waste there. Pollard now tries to hold off. Drop back to Sophia Martin. Good defence by Georgia Gray, and now she needs options. She gets an option. Tyree Birchall. Oh, that's a waste. It's a wasted effort there from Birchall.
Yeah, I know we've been crying out for more shots from, but you could tell just the spin that she wasn't going to be able to set it right, and there were options in front of her, but it is late in the game. I can understand why you would try like a Hail Mary.
Partick Thistle clear the match, as chosen by match sponsors Spectrum Belthrope. It's number 2, Rosie Slater.
Rosie Slater player of the match. Yeah, she played well. Probably a deserve from the Thistle players. Tyree Birchall, just onside. It's a great defending again by Rob. A lot of shouting going on from both sides.
Tense.
Yeah, it's a nervy last few minutes. Let's have a quick look at the Spartans result as we go on. Spartans game's finished at 2-0. Christie scored at the dying moments, 2-0 to them, so it's going to be a nervy last few games.
I think so. Just how you want it though, unless you play for Thistle, we'll support them. But
yeah, we don't want a nervy last few games. We wanted a nice calm week.
Well, at least there will be no dead rubbers.
Yeah, it's true. Every game will count for something, because I think, as things stand, do Montrose still have to play Spartans? No, Spartans play us
next week.
Next week.
Yeah. And of course, there's a midweek game.
Aberdeen play Dundee United today, and then Montrose play Dundee United next week. It's going to go to the final game.
Yeah.
It's just whether we can secure our safety with a result. Result against Queen's Park.
Trying to run to the corner.
Well done by Sophia Martin. Good defending though by Georgia Gray. Now Cody, look at user pace. Look at the pace of Holly Daniel catch up. Donaldson moves it forward towards Birchall. Mistake there by the defence. Tyree Birchall tries to put it across. So there's Rob again. That defence. Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Then that was brilliant from Donaldson to find Birchall. Birchall put in the right ball there, not lofted, just cut across, but Rob was there again.
Everyone forward for Thistle. Jenny Curry's even up at the halfway line. It's good delivery. Did take a deflection, I thought.
Still in.
That's another corner. The 94th minute here. I don't think there's going to be much longer. Maybe a minute. Maybe this is the last chance.
It does feel like last chance saloon here.
Craig Ferro's barking instructions to his players.
Everyone, look at how many people are on that near that goal line.
Yep. Poor delivery. Donaldson doing her best to make up for it. She does.
Oh, good time. That's a advantage.
It's good advantage.
Good
And the
ball.
punch! Off the bar. Right at the death. It's a corner.
Oh my God. Absolutely rattled that crossbar there. What a cross as well. What a ball. Referee played advantage and just sent it in on a dime. That was so close.
Wow.
Oof. God, if the hearts aren't racing, I don't know what will do it for you, but
There's a good one.
just need to keep it in the area. And that's it.
And that's it, full time. Full time here at Petershill, 1-0 Montrose. That's a huge result for them. Credit where credit's due, that's absolutely massive. Because now they take that 3 points. They've got the favourable fixtures, I'd say. They play versus Dundee United at home next week, whereas we travel away to Spartans.
Yeah, you'd have to say. I mean, they were deserving winners. I think they played that game absolutely right.
I think you need to give
That back three.
that back three.
McLaren as well in front of them. They were excellent. They just, and even when they were kind of under the cosh, it never looked like they were nervy. Always composed. Thistle left it a little bit late to kind of create clear-cut chances, if you will. So unlucky there at the end. Absolutely thundered the crossbar.
Yeah, Thistle had their chances, but the story of our season could not convert anything. But Montrose, since that split, have only lost once. It's and they've gone the full season against us unbeaten.
At this rate, I'd be surprised if they went down.
They've got the momentum. It now goes down to the final game week, and we'll need to see how it goes. But it's all from us here today. Our final home game will be on Wednesday night. We'll be against Queen's Park, but full time here at Petershill.